What's up, everybody? You are here for the Black Monday after show. So Blair gets pranked and it backfires. Don and Mo go at it, and my favorite burger from back in the day is featured. Let's go. Let's get it.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
It's tricky to rock around, that's right, on time is tricky.
Hey.
It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around, that's right, on time is tricky. I met this little girlie, her hair was kinda curly.
Y'all don't know about this.
Not really.
I do.
I know the song, but
You know the song, but that's it. Who's the artist?
Run DMC.
Oh, you
Okay.
better.
Okay. I was about to say, you
better
say
know.
something else. About to get
Public
ejected.
enemy.
Yeah,
About
about
the
to
age
shame you.
Ejected,
How
boy.
you age shame me? The 80s weren't that great anyway.
What?
Okay.
Whoa.
Pretend she didn't say that.
Cut the show.
She don't know no better.
She got to get a beat down
Exactly.
after this.
I don't know
Oh
why
my
you're coming
God.
to the show.
90s baby. I ain't proud of
You know
it.
what? We're going to talk about this. First of all, I'm here, and we're going to really break it down for my girl, Chae, over here. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Lem Gonsalves, your favorite uncle. And we're here. We are here.
Uncle Lem.
Yes, that's right, Uncle Lem. We are here to talk about Black Monday. I got my girls with me. We're going to pray for her that she gets it together. But Chae Jones is in the building.
Hey guys. Yes, yeah, I'm still right.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
yeah.
We can't be friends after you just made that comment. Boo.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever.
We're just, like I said, we're just going to touch and agree. We're going to pray for her that she gets it together.
No, you didn't.
But holding down as well here in the studio, Angele Taylor is with us.
Hey, guys. It's Angele Taylor.
Yes. So, Black Monday. Forget I was out. I'm sorry. I was celebrating my birthday, but I am back. And I'm super excited to talk about Black Monday with you all. First of all, what did you think of this particular episode?
I like this particular episode. It gave so much content, and it wasn't as crazy as the first one. The first one was too crazy. It was like so much coming at me. My head was spinning. This one, they took it beat by beat, and I was able to connect dots a little better.
Okay. What about you, Chae?
I liked it. I love like there's so many amazing things they said in the show where you just laugh out loud because they're so absurd or mostly
They're
just 'cause
all
absurd.
absurd.
And then like the real aspects of you just being in a time where like people just ask, "Can I help you with something?"
Right.
I don't need no help. I'm perfectly satisfied in my being today. And it was just like they're coming at you from three sides. I love the symmetry of it all.
Gotcha.
Because it's still a little bit remnant of like modern time, even though it's set in the 80s at the same time.
Right, which you know nothing about. So,
Boom.
right,
Yeah, true.
that part.
Like that.
But we're gonna school it. I will say for me, being a product of the 80s, growing up in the 80s, it was very nostalgic. I love period pieces already. I mean, you got Stranger Things, which is great. You have there's several other shows that are set in that time frame. There's another one called *Halt and Catch Fire*. I don't know if you're aware of, but it's a really great show. It's also set in the 80s during the kind of boom of the computer age and everything. But this one, I love because they don't, not only are they have their apparel right, you know, because it's all about the costuming and everything, but it's also the references that they make is great. And I think it really just transports me back to that time. And I love it. I'm just saying, I love it. And I mean, Don Cheadle is one of, if not, I mean, Denzel Washington is right here. But my next favorite actor, like no lie, is Don Cheadle. Like he's the man. And I love him in this role. I love him in that kind of fiery salesman, you know what I'm saying? Like fast talker, slick talker type of situation. I remember, I don't know if you remember Houses of Lies, but that was another show that he did on, was it Showtime? Yeah, exactly. So he had that kind of same, it was modern, but he had that same kind of slick talk, you know, like I'm the man type situation. But I want to get into favorite aspects of the show. My favorite one was when Blair and Mo are going at it and basically trying to figure out, you know, Blair wants basically, she's like, I want to race. You know, one partner in the car. Dawn, sorry. That's why you're looking at me. You were looking.
I'm like,
you're looking at me crazy.
When did Blair get
Right.
in this? Okay.
Sorry, my fault. Dawn. When Dawn and Mo are going at it. And it was just great to see kind of the worlds, because back in the 80s, like you didn't see like Don's character, you didn't see that happen too often, right? Especially in, what would have been considered a male dominated kind of genre, work genre. So I love that she's like not taking any, not pulling any punches, not taking for what he's saying, and kind of going at it with him. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it was extremely progressive for them to have her character, and like her presence on the show is very dominant. And I was like, kudos for them, like trying to be more progressive and giving her a voice.
Absolutely. And I think it's important too to show, Regina Hall is amazing, at what she does, and to see her in this character. I can't really see now anyone else playing this character but her.
Pause for the cause, guys.
Yes.
I saw her at the Republic of Pie here in North Hollywood.
Oh, you did?
On Magnolia. And she, all actors go in there and just like, we just kind of bounce ideas off of each other. But just to see her as a normal person, no makeup, no hair. She's just so regular. She still had that very much Regina Hall, like, surprise look on her face. Like, she does this look like, but that's just her.
Right.
And she plays her very well.
No.
But it was just amazing because I was like, I want to go up and speak, but then again, it's like, here in this Hollywood environment, you don't want to come off as like too much of a super fan because they're like over it already.
Right. Or too thirsty.
So, sorry, guys.
Sure.
I had to, yeah.
No, that's good. That's a great. That's the beauty of living in LA. These people live here, so we can, if we know them or have met them, or seen them out, we can make reference to them. Let's talk about the top of the episode. We see Mo is talking with Brant, who is this guy that is going to be writing his story, kind of doing his memoirs. I love the quote where he says, "From the street to Wall Street," and he's like making fun, and we see him. It's like, oh, that's actually good. It's like, no, that's not what we're doing.
No, because he actually wrote that and he was scratching it out like, no, we're not. Yeah, we won't do that.
No, we're not going to do that. We also see Blair. He brings jeans from everyone from his, his fiance's company.
Georgina.
Right, exactly. And what we see is this is where we actually, and I didn't think it was going to come out this soon, but we see that he's basically talking to his team, and he kind of breaks down why Blair is there. Were you surprised seeing that so soon, or did you expect to see that right away?
Well, I expected to see it right away only because I saw the promo too, so I knew it was gonna come.
Oh, but that's okay. You cheated. Okay.
Well, it was right there. It was like right after.
okay.
What do you want me to do?
Okay.
However, I thought it was the way he actually did it and the way Don responded to that. Because she's like, it's not the fact that you did it. I would have helped you with the plan.
Right.
I'm down for the cause. Like,
Right.
I've been with you since you started this. I'm down. But what I'm mad about is that you didn't tell me before. It's not even about what you think I'm mad about. Because what you think is like a little fantasy in your head.
Right.
We're something else right now.
Absolutely. The one thing that we find out here is Mo discovers that he cannot run this organization without Don. And we see that kind of later on in the episode, which we'll get into. But you beg to differ?
No, like I totally agree, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's a little feminist coming out in me. Like, of course you can. Like, behind every strong man is an awesome woman pulling the strings.
Well, I think this is what I always say: kings rule, but queens conquer. So,
Okay.
if we're gonna
We know how to conquer in more ways than one. So,
All right, here it goes. So,
He's like, I'm just like the lonely man over here.
no, I mean, it's good. I mean, it goes back, and again, Mo is a chauvinist guy. Like, let's keep it all in real.
Man.
He is the epitome of a chauvinist.
Yeah.
And he's sitting here, he's running this company, and he's also an underdog. He's a black man, and like the gentleman Brant was talking about, he's like, oh, okay, you're in this world trying to survive. And so he already has a chip on his shoulder. But the thing is, he has to understand, it's like, dude, if you have everything equal opportunity and you have this woman that basically is the core of your company, you can't run without her. If she wants partnership, then give it to her.
damn it.
Yeah. And he found out, like I was talking about that go-between when it was just great. Like, it was great directing. It was great writing when we see them going, like they're talking to the guy, Kurt, And then, they're like, all right, let's step out. And then they're going at it like, no, 15%, no, 10%,
With a parking on PC.
Right, exactly.
Were you guys confused about what Mo was listening to on the headset when they said, no, you got to listen to this? And then they were jamming out to a song, and I was like,
well, I figured it was them talking. Like, I figured they had recorded something, and they were just trying to make it seem like he was, cause even Brent's like, yeah, like I can hear him. Like, no, there's nothing.
There's nothing there.
Nothing
There's
happening.
nothing there.
There's nothing
It was all for show, basically.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, I got that, but I'm just like,
The reference.
he knew something was wrong, and it seemed very specific. Like, he knew he better get up now. So I'm just like, how were they able to communicate that if there was nothing coming out of the headset? But now that you said he probably pre-recorded whatever happened, that makes sense.
Boom.
Cause like even at the end, that was her cassette, and like she took it home with her and played it at her house.
Remember, for her dude.
Shut the front door.
Yes.
Wait. So this is
Did
the
you
same
miss that?
cassette?
That is the same, because that was on
Yeah.
her desk.
Yeah.
You got it? You with us?
Yeah.
It's all right.
Damn.
It's all right. But that's
Catch it right here
But
on
the
the
thing,
show.
but the thing is that just goes prove my point even further. The writing in this, and how they interweave all of that. You see that scene, and then you see the scene at the end, and it kind of
Yes.
all ties together. And I think this is going to be a theme throughout this series, with kind of obviously we know what the plan is, and they keep showing the person falling right down into the car and trying to. I know you guys. I watched your episode last week. You guys were trying to. Who is it? And you're trying to figure out who it is.
Did you see the wrist now that it was a black person?
It was a black person.
Thank
that fell.
you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then I have to rewatch that.
You have to watch it, but they keep showing that because obviously we know it's somebody, and we see and there's just so many I think Easter eggs. Like even at the very end, we see when the guy Tyler
maid.
cut his tie,
Yeah, the maid comes
right,
and puts it
it in her ear
as an earring.
Exactly.
But did you also see the part where Don's mixtape in the first episode, how it opened up to Don's mixtape? Because at first I was like, who's Don?
Right.
And so that was like introduced to us at the beginning. And so
so
now it's coming back again in the second episode.
So if we can infer the fact that it's a black person that fell on top of the limbo, then it's either going to be Mo or another character we haven't met yet, or Spencer.
Okay, get Spencer out of your head. I don't think it's Spencer.
Because she want to believe. I'm just
Maybe
saying.
it was Spencer.
Yeah, just like the circumference of the wrist lets me know that it's not Spencer.
Circumference of the risk. Okay.
Well, it'll be.
He's a big guy, so it won't be a smaller wrist. The wrist will not be small. Let's just be clear. Okay.
Got it. Sorry. I'm drinking coffee
You
right
okay,
now.
boo?
Yeah, no, I'm drinking coffee right now, and it 2 seconds it didn't agree with me. All right, but I'm back. All right, so let's talk about Blair. So we see the scene where he goes and he goes to fill his first order, right? And when he goes to fill, sorry, man, I am sorry.
You need water?
I think I'm okay.
You're good, boo.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna stop drinking this coffee then. That's what I'm gonna stop
I'm
doing.
not gonna stop drinking mine.
Right, get it. So he goes down to fill his first order, and they, play this prank where they put Fat Fred, and so he goes down, and this guy, I really like Blair. Like I like his character.
him.
It's just funny, like the way he even talks, and like he's just so innocent about everything he's doing, and knowing he's getting played, which I think is funny. He doesn't have no idea, but he goes down, and he has this, and he gives this to Tyler. And giving this to Tyler, Tyler's like, "Oh, I'll go ahead and take it," because Tyler knows what's up.
Right.
He doesn't get it, and he's just like, "Oh, okay, well, go ahead." And then we find out that it flips the whole script. What happens? Go ahead.
So it just played. Okay, so it was supposed to be a joke, but then I don't even know this whole stock market talk.
So basically Tyler made a trade for MFAT.
Which
actually
which stood for
a whole bunch of things I can't remember.
Yeah.
And bought $4 million
$4 million
worth
Right.
of a tanking, and while doing that, he also had the other traders I think lower the stock price or
Well, it just everything.
high-
it was a trickle effect, basically.
Yeah.
Once that happened, then it was like everyone became frantic because then they had to realize everything that was going on, and so yeah, it just was the cause and effect that happened. And Tyler, you could tell Tyler, like his whole thing is he has his own agenda because the guy that did the trick, you know, he has experience where he lost his job, and all of that is tied in. And at the end of the day, Tyler wants the algorithm. And so
Right.
when they come back and they're like, you know, he's like, hey, so we made a mistake. Can we please just, okay, just give me the algorithm. Let's do that. And then we'll be good. So it's like there's Tyler, he's playing that role. So it's just so much. It's just so much. But before we go further, you have something to say.
Hey guys, before we move on to the next topic, we just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to be the ESPN of TV talk. And for us to continue to grow, we need your help. So go ahead, if you're on YouTube right now, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating because you are 5-star fans. And no matter where you are, drop us a comment so that you can chime in on the conversation, give us some feedback. Maybe it's something we've been missing. We love to hear from our fans. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us. And don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows. We have so many. If you watch it, we cover it.
That is true. From reality, sci-fi, drama, my favorite, Marvels, everything, Disney, everything, movies.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we have like 4 different networks, 5 different networks you can just, you know, tune into.
Absolutely.
And we love you.
Yes.
So come on.
Yes.
Join the talk with us.
Join.
the conversation.
Join.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. So I want to get back into Dawn. One of the things that we did see happen is that because of the situation with her not being privy to what's going on with Blair, she decides she's quitting. She's out.
Yeah.
So she bounces. So then, of course, Mo realizes what he lost. And so he goes and finds her in the store where she's kind of being harassed by these ladies. Where it's like, can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you?
Right.
Just over and over again. So she's there. And then he shows up and he's like, look, I need you back. And she's just like, I'm not going back. And she's kind of sticking to her grounds. And then so he feels like, all right, well, let me just buy you something. Like, that'll just make you feel better. And it's just, he's
Typical
going
guy.
about it all
Yeah.
wrong. Like, would you go for something like that, Angele?
I would say, depends on the guy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm a big shopper. But no, I would definitely stand my ground because, you know, I have something to prove just like he has something to prove. And he always has something to prove. So give him a taste of his own medicine. What do you think, Chae?
I'm taking the clothes. I don't know if I'm really gonna go back to you, but I'll take free clothes.
She's taking the
I'll-
clothes.
like, no, I'm sorry. You want Amex? You want to give me some clothes, and it's for free? I would have left with my purchase, however, and that would have made my exit. Like, I'm still gonna like stand on my principle, but I will take my free clothes in with me on the way
Gotcha.
out.
So you're going to take the clothes and run.
I'm not running. I'm also gonna stand my ground, but that doesn't mean I can't take free things just because you offering them.
Okay.
Why should I like let it go to waste? I want some pantsuits. You know, I like the skirts over there.
But are you going back to the company?
At that moment, no. But the principle of it is I want the free clothing.
Okay.
And I'm taking them.
Basically, Chae is like, I'm taking the clothes and whatever happens, happens, but I'm getting these clothes.
Free 99.
These clothes are mine.
Gotcha. Gotcha,
Pretty
Chae.
much.
We got it. No, we got it. We got it. We got it. Millennial, we got it.
I wouldn't have gone back to the company. Legit, it's free. I'm sorry. Why not? Why not take the free clothes? I can still
Sure.
have my principal and still take the free
Yeah.
clothes that you're
All the
paying,
principles.
spending money on it.
Absolutely. I got it. No, we got it. You're going to take the clothes and you're going to run. That's what it is. Standing on your ground and then run away with the clothes. We got it. There was a point here, and I want to get into quotes. We were talking about this, our amazing quotes. But before we get into that, we're going to do our special segment. And our special segment is going to go down, and we're going to bring up an item that was mentioned in the show. And one of the things, and I mentioned about like in the show, is the nostalgia, right? Because they have real stuff that comes up. So our engineer is going to bring a commercial for something that was mentioned on that. Take it away, Josh.
Say you're getting tired of lettuce and tomato hamburgers in this town that don't quite make it.
Is that James
You
Alexander?
say
Yes,
that
it is.
just once you'd like your hamburger hot and your lettuce and tomato cool and crisp all at the same time?
What?
Well,
Wow.
I say, you got it. I'm talking McDonald's new lettuce and tomato hamburger, the
He
McDLT.
has hair.
I'm talking
He always
butter,
had hair.
beef,
It's just
hot,
on the side.
And the hot stays hot.
The new
You never saw
McDLT.
Pretty Woman?
Crisp lettuce and tomato on the cool,
Yeah.
cool side.
And the cool stays cool.
The new McDLT.
Cool crisp.
The beef stays hot, the cool stays crisp. Put it together, you can't resist. The hottest taste, the coolest dish.
Keep it hot, hot. Keep it cool, cool. McDLT, McDLT. Hot beefy McD. Cool crisp LT. McDLT. It's a good time. Hot beefy
Wow.
McD.
What's the D stand for? Mickey D's.
McDonald's could be the
No,
best tasting
McDonald's.
lettuce and tomato hamburger
McDonald's lettuce and
ever.
tomato.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Indeed.
So,
Wow.
the McDLT, that was definitely instrumental. Shout out to Jason Alexander. Everyone
Yes.
remembers him from Seinfeld. But yes, he did commercials, and this was a very popular commercial. So when it came out, the whole principle was you keep your patty that's warm, and then you have the lettuce and tomato cool, so it stays cool. So the packaging kept them separate. And then when you got it, you would put it together to formulate your sandwich. As opposed to getting a sandwich, and we see the picture there, as opposed to getting a sandwich and then the tomatoes all wilted and the lettuce is all, soggy and stuff like that. That was kind of ruling it out. There it is. So it was huge. It was huge, and then it went away, and then that was it.
Why'd it go away?
Yeah, I don't know. I
I know why.
Lem, you're supposed to have the answers.
I don't have all of the answers. I have a lot of them, but not.
Stupid.
What?
Okay.
What?
Here we go. Here we go.
It was ridiculous. Oh my God,
Shay's
there's some
back
bacon
at
to
it.
call the VLT. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. When it came out, it was revolutionary. And the thing was, I mean, now there's so many, fast food restaurants. I mean, McDonald's is still on top as far as merchandising and as far as like quantity of places. But there's a lot of places that are better than McDonald's. But back then, you're talking about the 80s, it was huge. And they revolutionized fast food, the stuff they would come out with. And this was one of the things that they came out with, which the quote is, he said, cooler than a McDLT, which hence that's where he got the reference from.
Got
The
you.
lettuce and tomato side was really cool.
That is awesome sauce.
Right.
No
So,
pun intended.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Shay, oh, stupid. Oh my gosh.
She is
It's
such a
entertaining.
90s
Don't get me wrong.
baby.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. It's totally fine. I
Okay.
just like this is so.
Okay. All right. We're gonna move
I
on.
won't even use that word anymore. It's just I don't get it.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
So guys, I want to jump into like the fact that they actually revealed to us the relationship between Don and Mo, because I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. Because the first episode, I was like, what is going on here? There's this weird tension, sexual tension for sure, but weird tension, some history I'm missing. And so they were a thing. They were an item. And then she joined this company. And so now they're just, colleagues. But at the end of the day, there's still some fire roasting there.
Well, we see at the end of the episode the tape that she's playing, and then some of the jargon that ends up being on the tape copied over. And her dude is just like, wait, what?
Like she tried to get up to it. He's
Right.
softer. Like
Yeah.
just like we're gonna
Right.
listen to this together.
Absolutely.
She had time.
I
I would have ran across their living room so fast the minute I heard somebody's voice.
Talking, right. Who?
Like,
Yeah.
I would have gone.
Right. She should have been faster.
No,
I mean, that's a big man. Like,
Right.
No, but this has got me
listen.
either. I want to know, first of all, how long is this mixtape? How long does it take you to get home that this was not heard beforehand?
Well, if she wasn't listening to her Walkman, then she wouldn't have heard it. She just probably had the tape.
But
and then it
legit,
was
I'm sorry with her. You should have been faster. As soon as you heard a voice that was not a song, you should have just reared up
Right.
and just went for that stereo real quick.
She obviously didn't know what was on there. But yeah, she got told on, which I'm curious going into the next episode, how that's going to affect her relationship with Dwayne Wayne, But yeah, that was crazy. But I want to get back.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Come on and get his.
Different world.
I mean, different
Okay.
world. I'm just saying. But we were talking about quotes earlier. What was your favorite quote this
Oh
particular
my
episode?
Gosh. Okay, so I wrote down a couple.
Okay.
Go ahead and share yours so I can get into mine. Go ahead, girl.
Because one of them was the same one. It was seriously. Do you see a name tag on this titty? Like it was just classic and just like
on my titty,
How did
not
you-
this titty.
she-
On
no,
my titty.
No, she said this. She said this, and it was just.
I wrote down
It was
a
for me. It
quote,
was like
honey.
awesome because
My
like
titty.
it took like 2 ladies to say, "Can I help you with something?" And then another lady just come walking up to me in a jean. I'm in a jean outfit. Do I
Right.
really look like I work here today?
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Just insulting all the way around.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so mine was. Let me say it right because I put in quotes. There will be hell to pay, and I thought that was funny because I didn't realize he had. Did he have on a toupee, or he just had weird hair?
I think he did have a toupee.
Damn.
I think it was a Donald Trump
Damn,
situation.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was an awesome line.
I think it was a Donald Trump situation.
Another one was the Sonny
The
Boer abortion.
abortion.
That was awesome. So many good ones this episode. It was some good ones last time, but the ones this time definitely
Stood out.
was stick.
Like I really have a real life
I'ma use that.
experience, and you're right. It's hard.
Word. This one right here.
Wait.
It's going to be a challenge all season.
That's how Blair sounds, man.
Wait, what happened? This is the 80s is stupid. Like,
I don't overall think the 80s are stupid. I love
do you
80s rock. I'm a big
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of 80s
what's
rock.
your favorite band?
Def Leppard, Poison, Aerosmith.
Okay, you named 3.
80s or
Those are my
is it-
favorites.
Okay.
Like seriously.
Okay.
Especially old school Aerosmith is Dream On is everything for my life.
It's it. Okay. All right.
Okay, so tell me this, guys. Are you guys gonna start saying toots for prostitutes?
Never in life.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start calling them
You're
toots.
gonna start calling them
that.
toots?
I like that.
Now
That
that's
term
one
is
thing,
awesome.
right? That's one thing I'm wondering, because obviously there are references that are true to the times.
Mm-hmm.
One other thing, and I'll bring it up in just a minute, but I'm wondering if that was ever said, because obviously this is also set in New York, right?
Right.
And so there's different, depending on where you live in the States,
Yes.
there's going to be
Culturally
different,
relative.
exactly, and different jargon for where you live. So I'm wondering if that was something that was said, because I don't remember it, and I grew up, out here in Northern California. So it wasn't something that I remember being said at that time. But I'm wondering if that was said in the East Coast, and perfectly in New York. I'm just curious. Maybe that's something we can
I'm
research.
sure we would have heard it by
Yeah.
now because, everyone talks about hoes, whores, harlots.
Harlot, she went biblical.
Yeah, like
I don't even remember the harlot.
No,
That's-
we have heard some crazy names for the same thing. So
Sure.
basically is what I'm saying. So if we haven't heard toots yet, it probably, I don't know if it was a thing.
Well, I'm gonna put this
But
to
this
our
show
I'm
is
gonna put-
awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this to our viewers. Viewers, if you ever heard the term toots and you're in the East Coast, let us know. If that's a real term. That's something that was used in the writing. Make sure you comment on the YouTube channel that we're on, and we'll shout you out next episode. That's all we're saying, because I want to know. I really want to know. Let's dive back into the episode. So now we see Kurt come in, right, which is a big client. And
Yes.
this is going to basically, he's trying to save the whole situation with Happen. And so Kurt comes in, Mo tries to handle it, right? Because he's the chauvinist that he is. Like, he's like, I'm usually talking to Don. He's like, yeah, but this is a special situation, so I'm going to take care of it.
Yeah.
And so then he comes in, and I love this. My favorite part was when he's on the phone, like, go just call Don. Okay, I'm gonna call her. And he's acting like he's talking to Don, and Don walks in while he's on the phone. He's like, yeah, I'm
While
leaving you a
he's
message.
on a
Yeah,
voicemail,
exactly.
right?
So, there's that, and that's when we see the battle, the War of the Worlds comes back with them. Who do you think had the better lines in that particular segment?
I think
Dawn.
I think I was gonna say Don.
Especially with that last that last Hail Mary. It was so classic.
Yeah, I think it was dope, and I think that we're gonna see I think more of that between them, especially what you had brought up about them having a past relationship. At least whether they were together, at least it was a sexual relationship. But I think that is their dynamic together. It's going to be interesting, them going back and forth.
Yes.
And how that
Like
is
brother and
all going to turn
sister.
out. Yeah, oh, well,
That's a twister, but
I don't know. Yeah, I was going to
I
say.
mean, I won't say brother and sister.
Yeah, I mean, they
but
smashed. So, yeah. But
Can't
because
say
she's
that
like,
anymore.
I thought when you stopped effing me, but you're still
yes,
effing me.
yes.
Yeah. Dang.
That was a good line. That was a
Yeah,
good line.
yeah.
But I think that she obviously deserves what she's asking for, and Mo just needs to see it for what it is. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's what needs to happen. She
is
ends
stubborn.
up winning the battle. And then we see at the end, Because he gives her the 15%, which is what she asked for. And then they're kind of talking after the fact the deal is made. And then he's like, well, you messed up because you could have got 20%. And she's like, no, you messed up. I would have settled for 10. And that was just great. Like, I'm a step ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yes, and she's
awesome.
been a step ahead of him. And I think that we're going to see that throughout, this particular season. One of the other things I wanted to bring up, which is another throwback to what really happened in the 80s. So at the end, we see the gentleman that's doing, Brant, that's going to be doing the story, right? Yeah. And so Mo goes to him and says, hey, he's like, you're going to do the story. And he's like, we're going to pass. Mm-hmm. He's like, I think it's great, but I'm going to take all my notes and I'm going to give it over to my buddy, Mike Nichols. But it's not going to be whitewashed at all, And then the funny thing is, right. And Working Girl is, it stars Melanie Griffith and Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Yes.
White. So, so I think it was just great he said that. And then Working Girl was a real movie, directed by Mike Nichols, and how that all happened.
That's awesome.
So, let's get into predictions. Let's do that.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. What do you think going into the next episode? I want to focus on Blair. What do you think is going to happen with Blair? Because remember, he gave him Tyler the algorithm, even though he knows that it's not all way good because now he's getting back at him.
Yeah, so everything is gonna come tumbling down from there. And Blair knows it. That's what he wants because that's what he deserves. He says, you totally deserve this. And he does. So I'm happy to see that. That's gonna be awesome. I think there's gonna be a lot of heat for Dawn. Dawn and her marriage is now on the rocks because you cannot be in a relationship. So did her husband not know they had a thing beforehand?
Well, it sounds like they didn't. Yeah,
about.
It sounds like they did not because his reaction. Even if they did, you would have still had
you and Mo.
Right.
And it was almost like he wouldn't say gross. Like, what the hell? Like ew.
Right. He sees what Mo is about. Like, Mo's all about himself.
Right.
And he's super on 10.
He's a douchebag.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So, that's awesome. Ready to see some heat coming from that meltdown there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I want to see Spencer confront Mo. I just want to see how that would play out.
And Spencer.
Because Spencer is like the surgeon. Like, he feels like he's very distinguished. But I kind of want to see him be black. In the sense of not like that.
Like what does that mean?
You know what I mean when I'm saying that?
No, I don't. You have to explain.
Okay, just not as proper. I want to see him throw down a little bit.
You want to see him get hood?
Yeah,
is that what you're saying? Okay, well, don't say black.
Yeah, so I want to see him
black.
get hood.
Just get hood. Okay.
That's how I represent my head.
Oh my gosh, these millennials, boy! I tell you,
these 90
babies.
Yeah.
Come on.
But I want to see him throw that distinguishedness out of the window and just kind of go hood, go a little ratchet with Mo. Okay. Fight for Dawn a little bit if that is where it's going to lead or not.
Okay. Take off that Argyle Cosby sweater and gotcha. Okay.
I want to see a throwdown happen.
You want to see
now that he knows the
it.
information.
Got it.
Because I really just don't want to see him just straight up attack Dawn for not telling him the information. Granted she should have, but now you know.
Right.
So don't go for Mo and just have a whole man-to-man conversation and wherever that may lead you.
Gotcha. Okay. I think it's interesting to see what does happen as a result of that. I'm interested to see how Blair continues to fit in, with this, because now it's like, the whole stock market situation, it seems like, it's very corrupt, like in the sense that, they sell these shares and a lot of times they don't have it. Insider trading. And we see kind of the inner workings of how this does. And Blair is like, when he first comes in, he's like, I have this algorithm and I'm going to show you how to do it and it's going to be great. And he wants to play everything by the book and, he doesn't want to ruffle any feathers.
Right.
And then we see he does that, sells him the algorithm that's not perfected because he knows that it's going to fail. Right. So it's almost like he's now taking a turn for the worse. And I think it'll be interesting to see what happens, his character, how it maybe ends up being a trend where he continues going downhill.
Yeah, he's compromising his integrity.
Sure.
Because he has to swim with the sharks. He has to sink or swim.
Exactly.
I mean, you cannot be in that place that is so tainted and not become tainted yourself. So
We'll see what happens. We will see what
gonna be
happens.
fun.
Yes, but ladies and gentlemen, that has been our show. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you comment. What do you think about what we were talking about earlier? Is toots a real saying in the East Coast? Let us know. I've been your host, Lem Gonsalves, and you can find me everywhere at Lem Gonsalves. Also, check out my website, stayonthemic.com. And if you're a fan of Ratchet TV and you like Love and Hip Hop, check out my podcast, VH1 podcast, Love and Hip Hop, the T, all day, every day.
Yeah.
Shay, where
Hey
you at?
guys, you can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram. Mondays and Tuesdays at 6 p.m. I'm doing Runaways. We have 2 more weeks and we have completely full of guests. Also doing Good Trouble on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. and we also have guests.
Hey guys, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter under Angele Taylor _. And I just finished the season finale of Outlander in case we got some Scots fans here. So, bye guys.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.